Hello, beautiful and amazing people. I greet you all according to your location. My name is Creative Kingdom AB here on YouTube. If today is your first time, you are highly welcome. Please do not hesitate to subscribe and also be dropping your comment at the comment section because your comments, your response reminds me of what this channel actually stood for. Yes, creativeness. After all, God created us with many wonderful ability and purposes in life. Without you dropping your comment, I will not know your mind. We can do it together. Why? Because we are created to build and to create. God created us to love and to connect to each other. Thank God for social media. God created us to learn and to grow together. Togetherness we shall stand. God have created us to serve and to help others. God has created us, my beloved, to worship and to honor Him with our substance. This is a man I also learned from. That is Dr. Sunday Adelaja. But today, I will be showing you. You'll be listening to this video made by a man who played a very important role in my life. He plays the role of a father, a role of a mentor in my life. His name is Dr. Charles Apoki. He inspires me every day. He inspires me with his dedication and passion for the things of God and for the development of our society. He inspires me how he overcomes challenges. He inspires me how he tackles his own obstacles with more courage. He inspires me by his knowledge of creativity and innovative thinking mindset. He have inspired me to also learn how to think outside the box. So we'll be listening to him how he's going to help us to understand the importance of harboring good governance in the state. How to identify good governance, good candidates who has all the necessary skills to deliver. Good governance is very important for development and for the prosperity of Edo State as well. And I want to make us to understand that when we miss it or make a mistake on our decision making over appointing a competent candidate, it will affect every other thing. It will affect our 4 years of expectation of development. Are we going to talk about economic development? Are we going to talk about infrastructure improvement? We affect it all. It will affect our social services. It will affect our security and stability in the state. It will affect our public trust and participation. It will affect the sustainability development. It will affect all because we have already missed it while we're electing a candidate. I thank God that the candidate which I pick interest of is us. It was actually the candidate who invited him over to come and enhance their team in his knowledge. That is Asue Ighodalo team. AI. My people, for me not to take much of your time, let me allow us to listen and to learn from him.
When I'm sleeping, echo income. The oil of marriage. When I want to go to bed, I perfume myself so that when my wife turns to embrace me, I'm a living sacrifice with a sweet smelling savour. You don't wear dirty boxer and go and make love to a woman. And you don't wear okreka brazier and say 9 days last. You know, poverty, they worry you. This is keys to understanding women. Every woman wants to control the husband. My wife drives for me. As I'm the one driving, she will be stepping on the brake on her side. If you read this book, you will understand your wife. Man money be like plantain, a mango leaf. Now say they fall everywhere. Woman money be like plantain leaf. They gum in body, even if it fall for ground. 60 to 70. I'm 65 now. It's good to get old, but don't be old and be broke. Hold on to your vision. My father told me when I was in primary 4 that I would become a medical doctor while he was a refuse collector in the Warri General Hospital. I became a medical doctor and worked in the same hospital where my father was a refuse collector. My pastor will remember this. I used this to teach 4,000 pastors of the Church of God mission at the Balm of Gilead, the pastors, family, and finances. None of my mates would come from America. They are professors. My juniors are professors in UBTH here. None of my mates will come from the United States of America and intimidate me with money. In fact, I don't think there is a pastor in Delta State that will intimidate me with properties. And I make my money in Nigeria. There's a place called there. There was a girl I went to chase. I don't know, say rich men children get sense. She told me, say, Charlie Pokes, that's the name. I love you. I call you mobile encyclopedia. But we are not in the same social class. That day I cried. I said, Papa, I have to say, poor, this babe for green. But I was with her recently. She came to visit me in my school at Okokoko. If you reach there, it's like Europe. The gate man kept her waiting. The philosophy of the ant. The ant builds a termitarium that is 30 feet tall in the savannah. That means as a human being, you are supposed to build a house that is 11 kilometers high. The termitarium is air conditioned. Never you retire without a house. Overcoming difficult times. That's what I used to teach the men in the Balm of Gilead recently. I'm making more money now. My wife said that, will say that this one dear, this one expensive. I said, just increase the prices of your own products. Dollar price went up. I make more dollars. I'm making more dollars now. It's easy. I want to speak on good governance. And I might talk about qualitative education. But being a last born, I don't like it. You have brought all these men to speak good English. You are now bringing me speaking pidgin English alongside. But I just pray that God will help me. Doctor, thank you so much for your lecture. We're talking about good governance. Sometimes when people forget who they are, they find it difficult to become who they are supposed to become. In Luke chapter 11, 2-4, when the disciples told Jesus that he should teach them how to pray, he said, thy kingdom come and thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. If politics does not create a little heaven here on earth, it is useless. Governance is to bring a little heaven here on earth, and that the will of God be done on earth. Outside that, it is just another form of entrepreneurship. Sometimes the Edo man forgets who he is, particularly the Benin man. When the one explorer came to Benin City, he said it was like Amsterdam, and they had street lights made of oil lamps in this town. And if we have governorship or leadership in the 21st century, and all the streets in Benin City can't have street lights, then we have retrogressed. The Benin moat, I just Googled it, is bigger than the Great Wall of China. If it was to be awarded as a contract to Julius Berger to build now, it would be billions. But it was built by your ancestors. You see this mask here? You don't know the price. It was done by your ancestors. If you go to Egbeman, you go to, in fact, your kingdom here had diplomatic relations with the Republic of Benin. Up to Onitsha, up to Egbemas, several parts of this country. And so when we shrink into a small state and we start reasoning with a mediocre mindset, we'll forget who our fathers were. When they called every person out here, the DGs, all of them looked like Adwara. I don't know, that's what we call giant in Urobo. All of you look like Adwara. I've never seen a small man in this hall. And then, if you want to talk about good governance, Oba Overamen insisted that you cannot encroach on my territory anyhow and impose yourself on me. Paimodu was key in the labor union, struggle for equity. Anthony Enaroro moved motion for the independence of this country. I think he's from this state too. His brother, who is a great mariner that attended the same secondary school with me, my senior, far senior, Peter Enahoro, was also insistent on good governance. I remember one man in those days called Iyari. I remember a man called him. He fought for good governance at different times in this country. There's a man called Peter Esele. He's from this state. There's another man called Osifo. He's from this state. There is a woman called Aisha Yesufu. He's from this state. And there's a young man that is the same age with my last born, very dark black man. He's from this state. So Edo State is known for one thing. They hate oppression. They hate bad governance. They always insist on good governance. If I'm right, say Ogakari go. There's a musician, he's late now, Osaye More. Even in the time of Abacha, he was bold enough to speak. And one of his boys, who is from Delta State, says that there is a man who preaches on radio, his name is Dr. Apoki, but that people don't put what he preaches into practice. He said because they are deaf. The four most difficult persons to advise include the following. Number one, a girl in love. Number two, a woman who is ready to divorce. Number three, a wife that has a prophet as a pastor. Number four is a Nigerian politician. Very difficult to advise. So everything I'm going to say here now, the politicians here, only God will help me if they put them into practice. I have advised, I enter Mimiko's bedroom, Olusegun Mimiko. I enter his bedroom and he has come to my house. I interact with governors. But I found one thing with the Nigerian politician. You will be saying something and he might be saying something else. Two of you are thinking that you are reasoning together. He's not reasoning with you. A typical Nigerian politician can make a true prophet a liar. That's why I said I didn't come here to campaign for any person. I insisted that I was just going to speak the truth. I won't take pictures with people. I will go away. What is good governance? Good governance is the political and institutional processes and outcomes that are necessary to achieve the goals of development. Keywords: political, institutional, processes. The true test of good governance is the degree to which it delivers on the promise of human rights. Civil, cultural, economic, and political and social rights. And I wrote here, the right to safety and the right to security. They are two different things. Safety is the mobile policeman that is standing around you to prevent you from getting harmed. But security is the guarantee of a future. If a man serves a state as a teacher, is he guaranteed that 4 years, 5 years after retirement, his pension will be paid? If that man does not have a guarantee that his pension will be paid after 6 years, and he might die before it, he doesn't feel secure, and he will steal in office. I went to Australia. When I saw where old people stay, it's like it's better than our GRA. If you don't have clothes, you can collect clothes from a place. You don't need to steal. In fact, places like Norway, they don't have prisoners of Norwegian origin because you don't need criminality. Somebody told me in Springs in South Africa when I went to preach there, when they introduced me, said, meet Dr. Apoki. He said, oh, doctor from Nigeria, criminals. I said, shut up your mouth. I said, criminality is intelligence looking for an avenue for manifestation in the midst of oppression and deprivation. The Nigerian is one of the most intelligent human beings God ever created. A Nigerian from Kebbi State Polytechnic designed the Volt car that General Motors used to succeed during the economic depression before Obama came in. We're all over. We're excelling all over. But until we create an environment for safety and security, good governance has failed. And I want to quickly say this. The processes. Now, the processes of electing governorship or whatever in this country is so flawed that we don't, unless we bring angels, corruption will not be removed. From the collection of form, a man pays 27 million to collect form. Delegates, they will demand dollars. You will go and see all the traditional rulers. Then some stupid pastors like us will come and prophesy upon you. You will also give us money. And no person invests his money without wanting to profit. And so until we reduce the cost of governance and make the people own governance, we can't have good governance. Kamala Harris was just made the Democratic DNC. It is the people that donated money. They didn't beg her money. As we were coming here, now somebody just say, Asue, Ighodalo, una never give us money. When we keep begging politicians for money and they keep giving us rice and wrappers, we don't expect them to rule us well. And we must stop that in this country. We must own governance by being responsible for sponsoring the party politics. Peter Obi's party, as at that time, we saw a model. I know how much all these people have spent. Akpata, Ighodalo. I know how much they have spent. And it is because of our entitlement mentality to governance. And it must stop. If not, you are just deceiving yourselves. A governorship candidate, I was supposed to be a governorship candidate for a party in my state. But my younger one was going in. And I told myself, at this age, I shouldn't be struggling for politics with young children. But I told him, before I will endorse him, you must come and see me in my farm. And when he came to see me in my farm, in those days in Benin, I don't know whether I'm right. If they want to make a new Oba, he has to climb a palm tree. Are you following what I'm saying? To humble him, to know whether he will be humble. I said, God, if you want to be governor, come and see me in the farm. And he came with his entourage. I was uprooting cassava. I gave him a check because I don't expect him to give me money. He's coming to serve us until our women, our traditional rulers, you so-called state leaders, so-called state elders or stakeholders, until you stop putting pressure on our politicians, we can't get good governance. And if we want a new phase of Edo, if we want a new phase of Nigeria, it must end. We must insist on it. Are we still together here? Now, improvement on the lives of people is what is called development, not necessarily roads alone, not necessarily GDP. During Goodluck Jonathan, the Nigerian economy was growing at 8%. Did the poor man feel it? And so, in Nepal, they no longer have GDP or per capita income. They have happiness index. So in Edo State, let's copy from Nepal, happiness index. Are the people happier under this governor and or the next governor? Are we still together here? I'm talking about the processes. We cannot have good governance with a bad judiciary. The people we vote and one lousy judge will now determine who will be the governor. And it was not our choice. And if we don't have a good judiciary, my friend is still owing dollars from the court cases he judged to enter House of Rep. That judges in tribunal judges demanded. Don't look at me like that. I don't fear any person for this country. Me, I'm ready to die. I don't fear person. I bruise you. Any person, I quack you. Tribunal chairman, tribunal members collected dollars. And he has not finished paying. Am I talking to somebody? We cannot have good governance with bad legislators. Edo State, let me tell you people, now disgrace us several times. I saw your House of Assembly members fighting karat, carrying mace, breaking each other's heads. Have we degenerated to that level of insanity? And Edo State, Deputy Governor, you dey here. Asue Ighodalo or whoever when go win, you must ensure there is I don't know who go win or make una no clap say because I call us. I say whoever when go win. Una they follow me so. There must look at Biden. He knew that he was not strong enough. He just called his deputy. Am I talking to somebody? Kamala Harris, come and take over. All this one when deputy and governor they fight for Edo State now, they shoot people for airport. We don't want it again. You are embarrassing us. We are a civilized group of people. Am I talking to somebody? So there must be a process of transition that is smooth. From one governance level to the other, from one regime to the other. That's why I don't like Donald Trump. Because of January 6th. Tradition in America that has stayed for years. You wanted to destroy it and people died. No. We must ensure that our politics, our transition system is smooth. So, the next thing I want to talk about is that unless we understand what politics is, we can't do well. According to David Easton, politics is authoritative allocation of resources. And according to Harold Laswell, it is who gets what, when, and how much. Now, let's listen. If we must do... okay, let me talk about the Greek philosophy of politics. Greek philosophy of politics states that we have idiots, we have tribesmen, and we have citizens. An idiot is not somebody who is not reasonable. An idiot is somebody who can eat banana and throw the peel outside. Somebody who can drive against traffic. The school I went to, Government College, Uweli, I don't drive against traffic. I don't cross lawns. I don't throw refuse from my car. I'm not an idiot. Am I talking to somebody? When political campaign has no more has value for decency, idiocy has come into politics. When a Edo State campaign has gone to whether somebody has children, somebody has wife, or somebody does not have wife, it is the lowest level of political campaign. It is idiocy. Benue State has been ruled by 2 reverend fathers. They don't have children, they don't have wives. Am I right? So let's not bring campaign to a level of every 4 years we bring clowns and comedians, either with broom or with umbrella or with one thing. And when politics degenerates to only dancing, we cannot have reasonable dialogue and good governance. You will not have anything to hold the people responsible for. So these politicians that are campaigning now, let them write down, what will you do for us in 4 years? If you don't do them, we will cross-check in the next 4 years. If we don't see them, we will remove you. I know rotation process is good, but sometimes it produces a Milocon syndrome. Am I talking to somebody? When you say it is my turn, it is my turn. What if it is a mumu that is coming from there? We will now have a mumushous governor and produce mumurity for us. A time must come in this country. When I don't invite me, I know if you do me anything, don't look me like that. Tomorrow morning I dey go. And then there are tribesmen. Tribesmen are people who take decisions based on either tribal affiliation, political affiliation, religious affiliation, or one kind of affiliation. If election in Edo State must be, I am voting for this because it's PDP, but I saw somebody with obedient for AI. Wow, now they laugh, I never talk. You must look at an individual based on his competence, his capacity. I said in one of my videos that don't let your erection give you direction. That the womb that will carry your children must have the brain to capacity to carry your future. The governor you must elect must not come from your tribe. He must have the mental capacity to solve your problems. Now, I don't know any of them. I know now listen very well. There is a problem we have in governance. Deputy governor, I know say when you wake up to 40 people they sit down for front of your house. Am I right? They know they come, maybe you be wicked person. People, the average politician, if you wake up, people will line up. Most of the things they are coming to line up for, if social justice is present, they don't need to come and meet you. Am I talking to somebody? Do you know what is social justice? Social justice is when the political system makes it in such a way that the basic needs of every person is met at his level. They won't come and meet you for school fees. They won't come and meet you for house rent. I have a grandson who is a European. The mother went to pray and she saw show. Ambulance came to carry her to the biggest maternity in that country, and they told her, you have an option to sign that you want cesarean section or normal delivery. She said she wants normal delivery. She's a cardiologist. And then she stayed there. She was sending me pictures of the food she was eating in the hospital. I said, God, punish poverty for this country. Why they not born me for that? She walked out of hospital after 10 days because insurance pays. They gave her 100 units of diapers. So no person came to meet me for money for napkin. Am I talking to somebody here? And then my grandson started earning an allowance for being a citizen from the first month. My grandson will go to university to PhD level free. So I won't come and go and sit in front of your office waiting for school fees for my children. If we can solve some of these things once and for all, then the pressure we put on governors and put on senators and put on these people will come down. Am I talking to somebody here? My daughter-in-law had 2 years maternity leave with pay. And she has to stay in a hotel for 1 weekend with her husband. Paid for by government. How you not go to fight? Most of all this fight na poverty. Some of the prayers when we pastors, they tell you not to pray, na poverty cause am. Every ancestral demon. If your papa get money, ancestral demon, no they worry you. So, Edo State, we need social justice. Why? If not for social justice, I couldn't go to government college Ugili. My father was a refuse collector. But I was sitting down with the son of the secretary to the federal government, Ighodalo. I schooled with Ogbobine's children. I schooled with Oviewiski. I schooled with Rewane. I schooled with Jaja Wachuku. Professor Halims in UBTH, the hematologist, whose father was the permanent secretary. I stayed with him in FGC Warri. My father was a refuse collector. Ade Ojekere, my father, I was an Ajebota. I was wearing Clark Sanders. I was wearing Okreka, but I was there. Government gave us uniforms, gave us books. We ate a cow. We had a swimming pool. I went to FGC Warri. I ate chicken. I ate Quaker oats. They were paying us transport fare to go back home. But the wickedness in this country is that my generation that enjoy these good things are the ones bringing problems to this nation. God will punish them. Now don't invite me. I don't come. I'm not going to come again. No, don't invite me. I was in the I could enter medical school without knowing any person. In Ibadan. I schooled with Odutola's grandchild. My classmate had cars in school. Can the child of a poor man enter Ekpoma to study medicine today? Then why would we have problem in this country? We must bring Miesna's gland. He didn't know. I said, you will kill me in old age. I took my daughter from year 3 to write JAM because she was in BIU. She allowed somebody to copy her. You know, write JAM again. So she wrote JAM from year 3. Today she's the administrator of our 2 schools. We need to create a model of a decent human being in our children. My father told me, I will soon finish, don't worry. My father told me in primary 4, you will be a doctor. I became the doctor. But he told me when I used to go and look at television in other people's houses, he said, I asked him, Papa, why we poor? He said, my pikin, I no go school. He said, but the school when I no go, make you go. Or you go when I no fit speak, make you speak. We are not fit take the name, go make you take and go there. I have taken the name to you. I have brought it here. And in 2002,